But we're Muslims.
You're Muslims, okay.
And we in our religion, we have a way of killing animals, and it's much easier than what we see in the video.
What do you think about the video?
Honestly, from being a Nigerian and the way this is brutal. Is and it's too brutal. It's too brutal. Even if, yes, we do know we benefit from proteins from animals, those sort of things, but I feel the methods are it's not humane.
Do you think there's a humane way of killing someone?
I wouldn't say that. I don't know. It's first of all the conditions from what I'm seeing. They are not right. Yes, I'm speechless right now. I'm a bit speechless on the whole thing.
You said we need the proteins from animal products, right? Do you think it's impossible to live without consuming animal products?
No. It's possible to live without animal products. For example, soya beans, tofu. I eat those things as well.
Okay.
I have a mix of both plant-based diet and animal-based diet. So I know one can live even without. But whereby where the production is just, how do I put it?
What, intensive?
It's too intense. It's too intense. It's too intense. Like, how much meat do you really need to eat ideally that you're forcing these animals to go through such tedious processes just to produce more? I'm seeing here that, okay, they're also killing out male chicks.
That's standard for eggs globally. They're useless to the industry, that's why.
I don't know, but back home we still keep the male cocks. People still eat it. But it's not something that, because, okay, you want, if it's the egg industry, that's one thing, but
Do you think you said you don't necessarily need meat to survive, right? You can live without eating animal products. Have you heard of the word vegan before?
yeah, I have.
What do you think it means?
Basically, you're basically living off of plant-based diets, like I mentioned before. The ones that are very common with is soya beans and tofu.
Okay.
And those are very good sources of protein.
Okay.
Beans itself is also protein, but it's not full protein. You still have a bit of carbohydrate there, but it's a bit balanced. So yeah, you can still live off.
Okay. So I'm hearing there that you mostly talked about diet, right? Veganism is mostly a philosophy that rejects animal exploitation.
Okay.
It doesn't only have to do with the diet.
Okay.
It's about about rejecting animal exploitation in all forms, right?
Okay.
Do you think that's a good philosophy to have?
No, it's not a bad philosophy.
What's stopping you from adopting that philosophy? Because you seem educated about nutrition. You said now yourself that beans are mostly carbohydrate, has some protein. You mentioned some high protein sources. So you seem to know how to make a plant-based diet work. So outside of the diet, what's stopping you from doing it?
Nothing really. Just I'm already used to eating meat, but as I keep getting known to the new diets, I keep seeing the benefits here and there. And for example, being African, once you start getting to a certain age, red meat isn't really good for my health. Okay. So also on its own, I have to reduce my intake on that, even on eggs as well. So I have to start looking at other means of.
Okay. So nice. So basically what you said is that you've been raised this way. So what's stopping you, if I'm understanding it correctly, is habit mostly?
It's a habit. It's more of a habit thing, yeah.
It's more a habit thing, okay.
Yeah.
So do you think it's, for these animals, if you were in their position, worth looking into how you can replace that habit of eating animals with the habit of eating mostly plants?
Yeah, something I could try. Something I wouldn't mind.
If you were in the animal's position, how urgent would you think this is for you?
I would say it's a very urgent, yeah. It's a very urgent thing.
Very urgent. Okay. So what are you going to do now that you know?
For one, I'm going to have to rethink a lot of things, especially with what I eat. At least if we being the consumers, if we're not buying this animal products, they see that there's no the people selling these things see, oh, we're not no longer making business off of these animal products. They will have to switch to plant. So that in turn saves the animals in the long run.
Yes, so you just explained supply and demand.
It's just a supply and demand thing, yeah.
Exactly. So you have the power of your choices for these animals by adjusting your demand
Demand.
for these products. Okay. Would you be open to giving you a card with some resources that you can look more into this?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah?
that'd be
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Smashed against the floor.
So what do you think about the video?
It doesn't look very nice on the animals, but I still like meat a lot. I mean, I got used to eating it, so I eat it more.
Okay. So you're saying that you prefer the taste of meat over the life of these animals?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you were not touched at all from what you saw?
There are things that make me sad, obviously, but I will still eat meat. It doesn't really matter. If I won't eat it, somebody else will, so it might also be me. And anyway, let's say, for example, a lion also eats other animals in the wild. So will you stop a lion from eating that food? You can't. So it's natural.
Okay. But you're not a lion in the wild, right? You have the power of your choices.
Yes, but then why are humans omnivores? So they can eat meat too, right?
Yes.
If they were herbivores, it would be so they only eat plant-based food. So
You have the choice to exploit animals, and you can choose not to exploit animals. Omnivore means you can also thrive on a plant-based diet, right?
yeah, it's true, but it means that I'm naturally I should be eating both meat and what is it called?
Do you think that everything that comes in that is natural is good necessarily?
Depends. I guess you could find examples of things that are good and others that are not good.
So why is it necessarily a good thing to put animals under these conditions and claiming that it's because it's natural?
Because I like to eat meat, I like the taste of meat, so I'm happy enough.
All right. Bye. You were with those
we were
guys?
watching the video, yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about the video?
I mean, it's terrible how they were killing them,
Okay.
and especially the big cows and the chickens, especially when they see the chicken nuggets, you know how they make chicken nuggets with the small chickens.
That's not for chicken nuggets actually. That's for the egg industry.
Eggs with
Yes.
chickens.
Because the male chicks are useless to the industry.
The what?
Okay. The male chicks, the boys. If they are boys, they cannot lay eggs, right? So that's why they kill them on the first day.
Ah. Okay.
What you said?
That's crucial.
Cruel, you mean?
But you know, we're Muslims.
You're Muslims, okay.
And we, in our religion, we have a way of killing animals, and it's much easier than what we see in the video. Because
You mean halal?
yes,
Would you, if you were in the position of an animal being killed in a halal way, would you think that's a nice way to die?
I mean, I don't know, but what I know is from the videos I watched, animals they don't really feel how they're dying in the halal way.
The opposite of halal is haram, right? Okay. So being vegan is by default halal because you don't put any animals in bad conditions, right?
I mean,
Yes?
It is,
So you could be vegan and still be a good Muslim, no?
of course. You don't have to eat meat to be a good Muslim.
So then you have the choice as an individual to choose if you want to eat animals or not. Okay. So then I'll ask you the question: what is stopping you from being vegan?
I mean, to be honest, I like the taste of meat. I like the taste of chicken. I think it has a lot of protein, which helps a lot of people for the diet. And I'm not sure if vegan food has a lot of protein or it does taste as good as just chicken and meat in general.
So you're saying, if I'm understanding you correctly, that the reason you are not vegan is because you're not sure if you can get all of the nutrition you need,
Yeah.
and if you can have something that tastes the same.
Exactly.
Okay. First of all, I'll explain what veganism is, okay? Veganism is not about only what you eat. is rejecting the idea that animals are things, commodities for us to exploit. Okay, so there are also other practices that come with that. Like we don't buy products that are tested on animals. We don't wear leather clothing and things like that. We don't support zoos, aquariums, and things like that. But I'll ask you another question, more to what you said. If you could find tasty vegan food, and if you were to receive education that says you can get all of your nutrition on a vegan diet, would you have anything stopping you then from being vegan?
I would think about it.
Okay. So I can give you some resources. Also, do you have access to the internet
Of course.
and ChatGPT?
Yes.
Do you think you can ask ChatGPT if you can get all of your nutrition on a vegan diet?
Okay.
Right. So basically, that answers your question. You can be healthy as a vegan. You know there are vegan athletes, right? No? Okay.
I know vegan actors, but I don't know vegan athletes.
Vegan actors?
Yeah.
Which one?
There's an actor, I think I don't remember his name, but he has a company selling vegan foods. But I don't remember his name.
I'm not sure how you're talking, but in terms of vegan athletes, do you know the Formula One driver, Lewis Hamilton?
Yes, I know.
He eats only plant-based diet. You know Novak Djokovic, the tennis player?
Yes.
He's also
Are they vegan?
eating a plant-based diet. Yes. So these are athletes that need to perform in very demanding sports,
Yes.
right? And they can sustain themselves on a vegan diet. So normal people like me and you,
Yeah.
it's all a matter of just taking out your phone and checking.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the victim in this scenario? You, that you have to check on your phone, or the animals?
The animal, obviously. But you're vegan?
Yes.
For how long?
7 years now almost.
7?
Yes.
And, how did you feel? Like it felt life change, or how did it affect you?
You mean my health or?
In general, I mean.
Health-wise, I'm healthy. 41 years old, 7 years vegan. I have blood tests done recently. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of educating yourself and eating enough calories from a different variety of sources. If you feel for these animals and what you think that what you just watched is wrong, you have the power in your hands to not be the reason why this happens to animals.
You can change it, yes.
You can change it.
Anybody can change it.
Anybody can change it. Okay. So you answered a few questions there. You said that you don't have to be. It's not mandatory to eat meat as a Muslim, so it's not conflicting with your religion. You answered yourself that you can get all of your nutrition.
Yeah.
So you kind of gave a reason why not to be vegan, and then you answered it. So basically, what's stopping you is taste. Do you think taste pleasure matters more than the life of an animal?
I mean, it depends, you know. I mean, for me, to be honest, I'm not really a fan. Like, it's nothing personal, but I'm not really a fan of veganism. I think that there are a lot of animals in the world who are being killed every day for food.
Okay.
And I mean, it's just life, you know.
You mean there are animals killed for food by other animals, or by humans?
Other animals killed for food by humans. And it's just the way how life goes. That's my opinion.
Okay, that's one way to view it, but you can also choose not to be the reason why this happens, you personally, right?
You can, yes.
If you think it's wrong. Do you think it's
Yes.
wrong what happens to these animals?
I mean, the way they were showing in the video, yes, it looks very wrong. It looks very crucial.
Just for you to know, that's
Really?
like 98% of animal agriculture happens like this. Okay. But even in the best case scenarios, an animal is still an individual that wants to live, right?
Okay.
Do you think animals are individuals or they are things?
But
What do you think? Are they things or are they individuals?
no, they're animals. They're animals. You're right. But it's an ecosystem, you know. An ecosystem. This eats this. This eats this. This eats this until this is a system. That's what I'm trying to.
Okay, it's a system we created.
Yeah, it's a system in life. Even if you see animals are not vegan. There are animals which are carnivores, omnivores.
Yes, of course, that's true. But me and you, we have the
have
So
the ability.
they have the ability to comprehend right from wrong and make moral choices, right? So animals in the wild, do they do other horrible things to each other, like lions?
Yes.
They kill their own young sometimes, right? You wouldn't kill your child and say it's okay because lions do it.
No, I wouldn't do that.
So you can distinguish right
Yes,
from wrong.
obviously, yes. We want to want that.
Right. So if you can choose not to harm another when you don't have to, why not do it?
I'm no answer for that.
If you were the one being exploited,
Yeah.
would you everything that you just said to me? If you were the victim, would you think it's a reasonable justification?
If I was the cow, I
You
don't
wouldn't
think.
be understand.
You wouldn't be able to understand.
Yeah.
That's even worse in some ways because you're being exploited and killed and you don't know what's happening. How terrifying must
But
it?
That's
you
how
know,
life
like
works.
Sorry?
That's how life works.
these animals, like we as humans, we give birth to say one as a family, you give birth to one child per year, right?
Yeah.
Animals or like chickens, for example, they lay 12 eggs every week.
They are genetically modified to do that. You know, we genetically modified chickens to lay so many eggs. Chickens in the wild, they used to lay. I think it's. I'm not 100% on that, but before we started breeding them and modifying them, they were breeding like 12, 24 eggs in a year.
24 eggs in a year. 2 a month.
This is all because of our intervention. Yeah. Anyway, you seem to be a bit open, so if you don't object, I can give you a card with some more resources to
Okay, no problem.
watch some documentaries. Yes?
Okay, no
All right.